Donald Trump! Donald Trump! Pump by 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 Trump! I was a mall security guard, making $9 an hour. Then ICE asked me if I wanted to bust brown people. Donald Trump! It was cold, and I went in without a warrant. Fucked by Trump, and I knew I could get away with it because Pumpkin Spice Satan runs everything. Sound of no warrant. Knocking down the door. Happened before. You've been pumped by Trump. Pumped by Trump. LA riots. And we had some fun. Right through Texas. Yeah, Texas without a warrant. We did it in Boston, in Maine, in South Dakota. We're also doing it today, somewhere in Watts. Yeah, Watts. Yeah, I was once mall security, making $9 an hour. Now I'm working for ICE. You've been pumped by Trump. Pumped by Trump. Yeah. Pumped by Trump. Pumped by Trump.
We're all being pumped by Trump.
I went in without a warrant. Without giving a warning. Oh no, they brought up Gil. Shit. You know we're in trouble when Gil comes out. Pump by Trump. Pump by Trump. Yeah, pump by Trump. Pump by Trump. Yeah, say yeah. It's our fault. We're in a cult. Yeah, it's your fault. You're in a motherfucking cult. Pump by Trump. Pump by Trump. Keep up from behind. Pump by Trump. Yeah. Ooh, pump by Trump. Pump by Trump. Hey, can I have that rose?
He's got that neck to it.
Get this, go wide.
I love you. Much love. Thank you, Officer LeBron. You folks have a beautiful weekend. Remember, not every protester is a rioter. Oh, here come the riot. Look, they just had a lunch meeting.
This is funny.
So, guys, today, let's use the baton a little bit more. You know, we didn't use the baton enough yesterday, and we're giving away a free vacation to Florida for the guy who uses the baton the most. So, and we're doing this right down at the LA Police Department. They got the riot gear on to bust a mariachi band. That's what you guys are gonna do today to get on Fox
I
News.
support him.
Is bust a mariachi band. Good night. Spay and neuter your pets. Have a great weekend.
He's got to have balls of steel, hasn't he? It's not the last we've seen of our Robbie Road steamer. Yes, we've all been pumped by Trump. If you do hear a bit of a breeze, that's because I've got a bit of a fan in here, because it is rather warm up here from up north, I suppose. But anyway, good evening, all my Friday frolickers. How the devil are you all on this lovely sunny day today? It's been absolutely beautiful, hasn't it? Let's see who's in. We've got, yes, Mary Maid. I love Dazzler, yes. Mary Billy Kershaw. Yes, I love Billy Kershaw. He's my running mate because God said so, thank you. Hello, Billy, hope you well. And Sir Larry the Cat, legend that is, please subscribe to his channel. He does a lot of good stuff, and also he's done some fair bunk and brilliant stuff for my channel, which I'm always in his debt for and forever grateful. And we have a young lady who's had a big day over this week when it came to her spending review. We've got our Rachel from accounting. Yes, I am nearly as naughty as that Larry, but not as naughty as him. I will not leave a deposit in any of your shoes. He just might. Good evening, Cheese Sniffer. I thought I sniffed something the other Govy Seeker other than Govy Seeker at Snash. Oh, if you sniff that, oh, it will blow your head off, I can imagine. And good evening, Graham Spados. Yes. No, that was my gusset. Those Speedos belong to Graham Hughes, and there's a matching bra. Whoa. Now there's something I never thought I would be saying. And we have our Granny Waddle Bottom. Good evening, sorry for that call. I dialed the wrong number. I was looking for my beloved and honky Scouser Graham from the Power to the People channel. Will he be on your live stream chat tonight? I certainly hope so, but knowing Graham as we do, he'll be hard at work, putting the world to right. Putting the world to rights, I should say. So who knows? But we do have our Hugh Janus. Yes, this looks cheekier than me. This frolic thing. Yes. And we have another former member of Parliament. We have the one and only Dodgy Syrup. Just look at that substandard rug. I definitely have a far more beautiful plumage than Dementia Donny Boy. I can imagine you. And we have, not only we have actually got the Prime Minister himself, Max Starm Headroom, in the chat. Good evening. If I happen to see my tea lady Rachel from accounting, tell her to get her ass back here. I'm gasping for a cuppa. Yes, Rachel, your boss is desperate for a cuppa. And we have the one angry penguin in the chat. Good evening, and we're on the march. Yes, one angry penguin is on the march. We'll be frolicking at 5 p.m. That's what we all will be doing. And we have Satana. Sorry about that. My pin's not what it used to be. Satan's comb over. Yes, we have the one and only. Yes, don't worry, we'll have 1 or 2 videos from you. That's not a very flattering picture of me, Mr. Blasé. Is that more fake news? As I'm the biggest president in history of presidents, because God said so. Thank you, sir. Yes, he's a geezer, that daily Blasé. Well, I do try to be. Hello for outrage. Hello. And Spank the Monkey. This looks like spankingly good fun this evening. Yes, Frolic. Well, I will endeavour to try to at least entertain us as much as I can. And then there's Bulbous Organ. He is a living proof that I am not the biggest bulbous organ out there. Yes. It very much could be true, could be right there. And we've got Gathan Spoos. Sorry if I butchered that. Gatham Spoos, I suppose it would say. Outrageous, this would not be allowed on Politics Social. It's rude to take the Michael out of senile old people. Back under my duvet, I had there was riot in Northern Ireland. So I've heard. We've got also Bash the Bishop. Are you bashing that bishop a bit too much? Is that Scouse wine seem to be getting more high pitched? And it looks like your speedos have done a bonk. Good evening, Very Poo War Profiteer. Yes, Very Q and myself would like to share with you all how much blood money we've made from our share in munition companies. Get the teeth in. Aren't we lovely warmongers? We most certainly are. And the legend that is Andrew Luke. Please give a like and subscribe to Andrew Luke's channel. He does some fantastic stuff. And especially when he does stuff like Doctor Who and all that. That guy knows his shit when it comes to Doctor Who. And Stephen Bank here. Hope you're well, my dear friend. Can I join you tonight as it's an all-round heartfelt hello, and I'm sure with the host you'll have no worries, my dear friend. Just have a lovely weekend. Don't feel guilty. And Alistair Kerr, one of my moderators, please give him a good thumbs up. He does some fantastic work for me. Yes, exactly. Yes, please like and subscribe to Sir Larry the Cat's channel. And yes, I think we're reaching hello Salto Hiroshi, sorry. Hi guys, see you. Hello there, my dear friend. Yes, I think I might have spoke to everybody. Yes. Not quite. Good job. I did dive deep in it, and just noticed our dear friend Reagan Elite. Please like and subscribe. He does some fantastic live streams, especially in the morning, and he'll be doing a live stream. Is it the 26th or the 28th? It's one or the other, where we'll be doing the round table. I know it's on the 20th, 26th or 28th. So please join us on there. Well, we will have the wonderful Random Scottish History, Jenny, and also the legend that is All Shorts. Who'll be there? So it should be a good fun. So and also please like and subscribe to us. And hello, Jeannie Bottle. Hope you well, my dear friend. My lovely daughter. I wonder when you'd make an appearance. Had to reload YouTube just to be able to type. Oh dear, that's no good, is it? Well, at least you're here. And we have the wonderful Steve Binning. Hope you're well, my dear friend. And Trip, hope you're well, my dear friend. Lovely to see you. Yes. And just popped in right at the end there. We've got Trumple failed, haha. Good evening, and Terry Regan. Hope you're well, my friend. As well as David Dunford, hope you're well, my friend. Another one who's just popped in, just got in there in time. Wake up and smell the roses. Hello there, my dear friend. Hope you're well and hope everybody's had a lovely day, enjoying the wonderful, lovely weather that we've had over recent weeks. So right. Well, I think what we shall do is we shall get into the show. Get into the show where we will basically, what we do is what, for those who knew, which I don't think there is, but I'll just make sure, what we basically do on this Friday, we do things like this, which is a bit of a difference. Hello, Simon says 55. Hope you're well, my dear friend. Hope you're well, my friend. And Phil McCracken, get your coat. We're preparing for No King Day tomorrow. Oh, that'll be interesting, won't it? But yes, what we basically do, where we go through a bit of the week politically, but with a bit of, bit of fun and frolics. And because when it came to start from last week, where basically, what basically happened last week, there was a slight accident. A certain hello, Dennis Pennis, hope you're well, my friend. A certain individual had a slight accident. Yes, we think we might have found a culprit. Yes, that could be the culprit. Yes, it's all Joe Biden's fault for that slight fumble up the stairs. yes, while playing golf, he took a straight massive aim and saw him heading Air Force One and that. Have a bit of that. You need to check out Jasmine Crockett. She is probably one of America's best upcoming politicians. Yes. Is that the young lady who says, "Go baby girl"? Girl baby girl. Is that the young lady who says that? I've heard it a few times on the Bin podcast. If you've not subscribed to the Bin podcast, please do. They do some fantastic work. So yes, that slight fumble on Air Force One. We could have found out who the real culprit was. Yes, it was Joe Biden. Yes. Joe did say, "I'll take you on a game of golf." He certainly did, didn't he? Quite clearly, his aim is far better than our Trumple thin-skins. Biden had a stroke and sliced that golf ball. Yes, he most certainly did. But yes, that's one theory that has been going around that might have happened. It could have been a wild shot by Joe Biden. Yeah, fumble Trumple skin. Yes, fumble Trumple skin. In the Bin podcast, the dude needs more recognition. So his good fun is my both the Bin podcast, and I had the luck to be invited on a few weeks ago. I was invited on a few weeks ago, and thoroughly enjoyed it with both Mike and Tim Bristol. So it was very, very good fun. So, but yeah, that was. Let me get. Yes, I'll just get a bit confused then. But yes, here's a link to. Yeah, cheers for that, Alistair. Much appreciated. But I just wanted to show you this little bit of a new thing that There we go. I just want. Yes, I know. You're thinking, oh, what we're doing about. Why are we on to what they call it? KGBBs. But, well, I had to share this. We must all rejoice. We must actually all rejoice because let's put it this way. They do have a new political analyst. How is it? Have they poached somebody from LBC? Have they poached anybody from the BBC? Now, have they poached anybody from Channel 4? You know, one of the powerhouses of political analysts. Have they got somebody from the Times Radio? No, they've got somebody even better. And this appointment will blow your mind. You will not believe who it is.
With us is Dawn Newsome and Christopher Biggins. Very good to see you both.
Good morning.
Right.
Yes, their new political analyst is Christopher Biggins. Yes, and Dawn Newsome. Yes, that's it now. They're going to be riding the crest of the wave. Yes. You cannot believe it. You cannot believe it. I watched a lot of Midas Touch as well as Jesse Lothamore, Ring of Fire and Adam and some other related channels. Yeah, I've seen the odd one or two of them. They're pretty good. But you should watch a bit more KGBBs because they've got all the political powerhouses in there now. You've got, yes, I have to say, I don't think I will ever be able to watch the Rocky Horror Picture Show and look at it and watch it and take it seriously now. Yes. Yes, in previous life he had a walk-on part on the Rocky Horror Picture Show and now he's gone up in the world to political analyst on KGBBs. And I saw this on you've seen the what they call him Twitter feed of Sir Michael Tate CBE, and you know how deadpan dry he is. He comes out with some brilliant because like he says, I see GB News is now using pantomime dame Christopher Biggles as political analyst. What next? Ant and Dec to debate banning the burqa. Bradley Walsh to solve the Gaza crisis. Alison Hammond to analyse Rachel Reeves' spending review. And Katie Price to discuss NHS funding. You just couldn't make it up, could you? But what makes me chuckle is the fact that, can you imagine, he would have lost his mind if somebody had Trump will fail, you might not have ever watched the Rocky Horror Picture Show, but he only had a little small walk-on part. But he's done a lot of Rent a Ghost as well. He did Rent a Ghost. He does a lot of pantomime. That's why they call him Pantomime Dame Christopher Biggins. Rachel from accounting. Oh, trust you to take us down the gutter. Oh dear. By the way, good evening, the legend that is David McGuinness. If you want to know what's happening up in Scotland when it comes to independence and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, that's right, Trump will fail. He's a fucking actor and he wasn't a very good one at that. But yeah, the only reason why they like him because he was for Brexit and shit like that. But yeah, just to let you know. But if you want to know everything about Scottish independence, please like and subscribe to the legend that is Dave McGuinness, the two Davies, should I say. They do some fantastic live streams. So, hope you're well, my dear friend. But yes, that's who they've hired as their political analyst. What could possibly go wrong? But like I was saying, can you imagine? Yeah, you're not wrong. Trump will fail hard. Yeah. Oh, it gets worse. Oh, it does. It gets worse. And Trump, yeah, fucking children's continuity announcer and a fucking one at that. Yes, absolutely. I know someone in school called David McGuinness. Yes, I bet you do. And is he the sort of friend you know? Porridge, yes, absolutely, yeah, yes, he was in Porridge now and again. It's just a jump to the far right and to the left. yes, it's a jump to the right, and then another jump to the right, and then another jump to the right, and then you pull your knees in tight and you do the pelvic thrust. No worries, Dave McGuinness. So hopefully we'll be able to entertain you as much as we possibly can. Yeah, it's just a jump to the right. Yes. I thought we were against DEI on CBeebies, an entertainment channel for married cousins. Well, yes, that's a good point. It's DEI when it doesn't suit them. But just, like I was saying, can you imagine the outrage you'd be having if somebody was doing a program on life of acting and stuff like, and thespians and stuff like that, and it were some guy who played football, was a professional footballer. He'd be up in arms, wouldn't he? Especially if he were a lefty footballer. Oh, well, cheers for that, Dave McGuinness. I do too my best. But yeah, you just couldn't believe it, can you? You just cannot believe it. Yes, their political analyst is none other than, yes, Dame Christopher Biggins. But anyway, what will we do? I'm going to talk about something that is a little bit on the serious side, because I just think it's quite an important one. It's still quite humorous what I'm going to show, but it's, has anybody heard of the name? He's never swung his pants. Good evening, Alex Adam. Hope you're well, my friend. But it's something that I thought I'd like to share. Has anybody ever heard of a young lady called Emma Monk? And I just came across one of her. I'll rephrase it. I spotted one of her tweets, and what she does, she does a fantastic little a blog called Emma Debunk. And what she does, she will, people will show her something. I think she did a spot with James O'Brien earlier on this week talking about this, because it's quite an interesting, very, very interesting bit of bit of a thread. It's like, boy 8 turned away by NHS because he's a private school pupil, amid claims by MPs that Labour's raid on free-paying schools has triggered class war and discrimination in our public schools. But I say, what I'll do is probably easier to do it that way. But because like somebody had sent her this, said, is there any truth in this? Because like what she does, she just basically debunks misinformation. And good evening, Draconic Drizzit. Draconic Drizzit. That's a great name, I have to say. Swung his pants. Betty never goes to the laundrette to have them do his duvet. Oh, we're going down the proper, right down the the what they call it, the gutter now. But what's that creaking noise? Well, if you hear any blowing, I better change that. If you hear any windy noises, that's just the fan in my background. Yeah, exactly, Andrew Luke. Timmy Malik weighs in Ukraine. Tommy Boyd, PFI scandal review. Terry Christian on the PPE. Oh, hold on. We've had Terry weigh in on that. Yes, quite rightly as well. But anyway, she did a bit of a thread about it. She did a little bit of a thread where she talked about it, where it said, well, she put, I'll just basically go through it. What she said, what do we think? A Daily Mail headline so clearly designed to make you furious. And that's what they do, don't they? Being shared by salivating Tory MPs who love a good rage farming story. So what's going on here? Well, let's take a look. As I say, it comes up with a headline, boy turned away by NHS because he's a private school pupil, amid claims by MPs that Labour's raid on free-paying schools has triggered class war and discrimination in our public services. The thing is, what makes me chuckle, but if they had any sense about them, they would find plenty of holes they can poke at what Labour are doing, because they are their own worst enemy at the very moment. But she goes on to say, it's a story about a young boy who was told he couldn't be referred to their NHS occupational health therapist because he went to private school. Now, there's a handful of other examples in the article. All children being denied NHS education-related occupational health care. So why would that be? Well, the Children and Families Act 2014 meant that educational services such as speech and languages therapy and occupational therapy provided by the local authority to state school ain't available to non-special independent schools. Yes, all I can say is, Conservatives, thank you for highlighting this and saving us from another 5 years of absolute rampant socialism from that Labour government and that Jeremy Corbyn. Yes, that bearded, but oh, that's right. Yeah, 2014. Who was in power at that time? Yes, it was the Conservative Party. Yes, exactly. Who was in power? Oh, that's right. It was the Tories, which is weird because the Daily Mail spoke to 3 different Tory MPs, no Labour ones, obviously. Like I say, there are plenty of things you can poke holes into this Labour government, but when you're having to lie about it, it's pretty poor taste in it, because she goes on, which is weird because the Daily Mail spoke to 3 different Tory MPs, no Labour obviously, who seemed really rather angry at this vile class war, quasi-Marxist class war, yeah, and unfair discrimination. So basically the NHS is providing the therapists, but it is the local authority who is paying for it. And that's a service that are responsible for paying for children within the state school system. Yes, exactly. And now I can understand that parents may not know that that's how the system works. Their school should have explained it to them, and should help them access the support they need. but it won't be funded by the local authority once you opt out of the state system. And as for Neil O'Brien, yes, this clown here, yes, who should really know better, yeah, and the other Tories wailing about vile class wars and it being unfair, do they not know that this system is happening under legislation brought in by the Tories in 2014? Ignorant or just a bit of rage farming, Labour bashing? Like I say, they can find plenty of holes to pick into Labour legislation, but if you have to lie, it shows you how poor you really are. Because you'd have thought that the Daily Mail might have gently pointed out to the mother who complained bitterly and asked who created these eligibility criteria, get me teeth in, that it was indeed the Tories. But no, why would the Daily Mail do that when they can stick Labour, then they could attack Labour instead? And as I say, the mother puts, yes, strangely enough, the mother wishes to remain anonymous while her son's case is in limbo, said, "I have never been refused treatment for my children until now. There is clearly a two-tier system at play. I have complained bitterly and asked who created these eligibility criteria, Jesus Christ, and where it says in the NHS Constitution that it's okay to discriminate against independent school children." And she goes on to say, the DM drop in that little paragraph highlights that this is only to do with, now she put it down to what's the word, occupational therapy treatment, but I think she meant occupational health treatment. I think that's what she was basically saying, because she corrects herself later on, only to do with educational support services. Yet they want to scare people into thinking private school kids will be denied NHS care. That's horrendous scaremongering. That's a horrendous scaremongering claim. Jesus Christ. Proper struggling with my dentures. Even though I'm not wearing any. And they even throw in a story about a young cancer patient to try and widen the coverage. But that was about the cost of tutoring on the ward. The council provide it for state schools, and for whatever reason, the private school weren't offering it for their own students. That's because they're just fucking greedy, aren't they? So, and she's probably finishing off with it. So as ever, when you see a headline that makes you furious, stop and take a breath. Does it really sound plausible? Could there be be more context? Do the people sharing the story have an agenda and have a little dig around? Because there's always more to it. And let's see, indeed, thanked this individual for highlighting it, and in there, what I might do is, if anybody wants to see any of her work, I might, once this live stream's finished, I might actually just pop her Substack into the description below, because she's done one or two really, really good stuff, you know. So, and it's free for everyone, unless you choose to pay to support my work. So you can. I'm sure you can, Granny Waddlebottom. I'm sure you can. But yes, and even the London, is it London Evening Standard, London Standard, and if you thought the Daily Mail was bad, here's the London Standard using the A&E sign to accompany the already hugely misleading story. So there you have it. How very interesting, eh? Oh, very, very interesting. I just wanted to share that Emma Monk. Yeah, that's her name, Emma Monk. So, if you can't find it, what I'll do is I'll just put it in the description box when I finish with live stream, and I'll just plop it in there. So, and I'll look. I'm not sure if I'll be able to from here, but maybe I can. Right, I'll see if I can. Give me a quick sec. I can do it from my phone. It'll be easier to do it that way. Oh. Right. So give me. Right. Give me a quick sec. Right. Right. We are. Oh dear. Ah, there we go. Right. Right. Just give me a quick sec. Right. That's from what I can gather, that's the name. Like I say, if you can't find it, Alistair, it's not a problem. It's not a problem. Don't worry about it. But I just wanted to share, because she's done loads of other stories as well that are very, very enlightening. Have you found it? Have you found it, Reagan? Cheers for that, much appreciated. But anyway, what do you think? Have you got it? You've got it. Cheers for that, Reagan Elite, much appreciated. Yes. Right. Yeah. Give me a quick. Perceptions are misunderstood. However, I can certainly imagine Voldemort getting on the injustice of Tommy. So thought he might be racist stuff. Alright then. They've just commissioned a series called I'm a Celebrity, My Name's Not Christopher Biggins, because his name but yes, I've heard of the but I haven't seen your lover today. No, I don't think he's turned up yet. But yes, struggling with your dentures, I can give you a few tips. That Graham from the Power of the People channel makes my dentures dance. I'm sure he does. I never read it. Yeah, I'm the same. My dear friend, regularly, I don't read it either. It's just absolute rubbish, isn't it? Good evening, Ben Shaw. Hope you're well, my dear friend. Hope you're well, my friend. Yes. I've heard of that Graham, but he's not a patch on my beloved Graham from Power to the People. Graham doesn't make my dentures dance. He's so whiny. Perhaps your dentures are too close to the speakers. But anyway, hope you found that little bit of a thread, very, very interesting. Very, very hope you found it very interesting. But anyway, now back to what we normally do, which is a bit of a fun frolic. And here we are with we are now heading to what is now we are now heading off to our medical advisor for one of our weekly Trump check-ins. Yes, we are heading over to the one and only, the irreplaceable, our American advisor for the Friday Frolic channel. Yes, it's Maggie Reed, where she gives an in-depth interview of his Donald Trump's weekly check-in. Take it away, Maggie Reed.
Hey Donald, it's time for your weekly check-in. How you doing?
Terrible, terrible.
Ooh, double terrible. Is that because you're going full fascist and deploying the National Guard on peaceful protesters and your fallout with Elon Musk?
A lot of bad blood.
Well, nobody wants a dictator, and fallouts between megalomaniac friends often happen.
I'm not friends with anybody. I'm friends with you.
Oh, Donald, we're not friends.
Really?
Yeah, this is my job. I actually despise you.
Yeah, and you've said that openly.
I have. I find you cruel, stupid, dangerous, and incredibly repulsive.
Ooh, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
What do you think?
But I sort of think it's good.
Well, clinically speaking, I think you're out of your fucking mind.
But I've uncovered, the human mind. I was in a debate with the human mind.
Huh? Anyways, well, it sure looks like this whole Elon thing sent you over the edge.
He's difficult, I would say.
Well, you're both difficult narcissists.
Sometimes you see two young children fighting like crazy. They hate each other and they're fighting in a park.
And by two young children fighting in a park, you mean two old men fighting publicly over social media?
But it's a pretty known analogy.
No, it's not. You guys are really emotional.
Uh,
I'm just cheering for both teams to lose.
You saw the words he had for me, and he hasn't said anything about me that's bad.
Donald, he called you a liar, a hypocrite, called for your impeachment, and confirmed that you're a file.
Other than a couple of things like that.
Well, along with being a power fascist move, people are saying this whole LA deployment thing is a distraction from you being implicated in the Epstein files.
It's an easy way out.
Oh no, Donald, people aren't going to let any of this go. In fact, guys like you always get their comeuppance.
They're probably not going to be pretty.
Definitely not.
It is what it is.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know what it is. It's sort of Trump derangement syndrome.
Yeah, I can say for a fact that you definitely have Trump derangement syndrome.
Someday you'll write a book about it and you'll let us know.
I sure will. I'll see you next week. Fuck you.
Yes, exactly. Our denture, Donald. Fuck you. Yes. That is the National Treasure Hour. You could say our medical advisor for the Friday Frolic, our Maggie Reed. She does some brilliant stuff, doesn't she? Yes, and you won't have heard the last from our irreplaceable Maggie Reed. Poor little Kenny, he was really distraught that his two daddies were fighting. So I heard. Yes, so I heard. And Trump, no dictator. I think more like a Fuhrer. Yes, yes, I can attest to that. I think I'm in agreement with the genie bottle. Yes, and Tommy Cadden, hope you're well, my friend. Hello there, my dear friend. I was in a debate with the human mind. What? Even by his standards, that doesn't make sense. No, it doesn't, does it? But hello, Cathal J. Hope you're well. And yeah, you too, my dear friend. Have a cracking weekend, and say hello to your lovely wife to me as well. And also, hope your kids have a good game of football. Are they playing football, or are you taking them to a football match? And so let me know, and best of luck. But yes, he's just off his trolley, isn't he? He's off his nut. Yeah, absolutely off his nut. Right. Let's make a bit of headway. Right. Yes. And hello, Wales. Hope you're well. Hope you're well. Hope you've had a lovely day too. So, yeah, yes, we have a breaking story. A breaking story. Well, a story that has that's shocked the social media. A story from those two fantastic news journalists, Norwich Union and Betsy Orgasme. Yes, about a certain death of a whistleblower. Yes, it's none other than Broken News, and what a lovely story.
Welcome to Broken News. A well-known whistleblower has died in what we are going to say are non-suspicious circumstances. The 34-year-old man had last week published damning evidence suggesting the corporate giant he worked for was involved with all manner of evil things. But Broken News understands that's not relevant. Our reporter has more.
Well, it was here in the apartment building just behind me that the body of Daniel Winstanley was found. Authorities say the happily married father of 3 young children appears to have taken his own life by repeatedly hitting himself over the head and body with a hammer and then gaffer taping himself to a kitchen chair. He was an employee of Global Megabrand Incorporated, working in their advanced R&D department just behind me, until last week when he was dismissed for leaking important data, which implicated the technology, pharmaceutical and food giant in corruption, manipulation of safety test results, and getting involved in a teeny-weeny bit of child slavery. Well, the news comes only weeks after the death of 27-year-old Deanna Burnside, another Global Megabrand Incorporated employee and whistleblower who tragically and unexpectedly ended her life by shooting herself in the back of her head and then setting fire to her own body after she'd passed away. Well, that case itself came only days after the tragic and unexpected death of whistleblower Vipal Amritraj, who threw himself through a plate glass window and off the top of a 42-storey building shortly after booking a nice holiday to Crete. Well, some campaigners have called on the police to investigate the deaths as possibly connected to whistleblowing. But a press release from Global Megabrand Incorporated says the deaths are not connected to whistleblowing. So that answers that. Back to you.
Thank you. Good to know that's all settled. What a lovely story. That's all from Broken News. You're up to date.
Global Megabrand Incorporated.
Yes. Yes, so lesson to us all. You know, do not tie yourself to a chair with gaffer tape after you've just repeatedly battered yourself on the head with a hammer. Exactly. What a lovely story. Yes. Chuck. Yes, kiddies football training. Great fun for 46-year-olds. Then daddy's turn like, oh dear. Yes. Trouble is when it comes to us fellas, when we get hold of the football, we dream of past glories, don't we? Still think we can do it, you know. Still think as fate can do what his brain wanted us to do more often than not, you know. We end up tying his own shoelaces together and falling over and looking incredibly stupid and embarrassing his own kids, don't we? Yes. Yes. Did he know the sugar groups, Sandy Richardson and wheelchairs, they had a big hit with You Need Wheels? Yes, exactly. What a lovely story. Man walks into a pub, drinks heavy load, obviously pissed. The bartender says, hope you're not driving. No, says the man. I'm off to work, pilot for Boeing Airlines. Oh! I don't know, guys. Something seems a bit suspect about them deaths. Yes. Good evening, Gordon Hunter. Hope you're well, my friend. Yes. But those investigating say they're not linked in any way, shape, or form. And when it comes to the police, I believe them. Don't you? Yes. But yes, what a lovely story. But yes, we may have found the culprit that might have. Now, when it came to our Donald Trump's fumble on the way up towards the Air Force One, we've heard all sorts of rumours, but we may have found what actually happened. So now we're going to head back to our American correspondent, Maggie Reed, and so she can give us an update on what actually happened. Take away, Maggie. So who's the culprit for our leader in chief for his fall? Take it away, Maggie Reed. Yes, I love that lovely little satisfying smile. So it was you, Maggie Reed, that caused him to make him look incredibly stupid. Yes, you pushed him over. Disgraceful. Picking on a defenceless old man like that. What's he ever done to deserve? But yes, I do love that all satisfying grin. Yes. Look at that satisfying grin. You could tell she really enjoyed that. But yes. So it was Maggie Reed that caused him to fall over. Yes, I was under the impression it was crooked Joe Biden. Clearly it was fake news. It was that horrible Maggie Reed. She caused me to fall over, and there's proof. Donald Trump looking stupid. Brah, he does that all on his own. He certainly does. So Larry, hoping you have been busy in all the right slippers. I can imagine he will have done. I thought it was going to be Biden as well. Yes. So I would... But I can imagine a certain press secretary, she will be certainly be all over this like a rash. You know, find the culprit who caused a loving leader in chief to fall over like that. But yes, there he fell over. But anyway, he's not going to take this lying down, is our Commander-in-Chief. That is for certainty, because now he's now going to make sure that this never happens, not just in America, but also in America itself, where he's now going to basically make sure that what you could say, this is a message from the GOP, warning of the world of an enemy wreaking havoc all over the world. So all you people, take heed. Oops. There we go. Oops. So take heed. This is a message from the GOP. They're taking this matter very seriously.
A video of President Trump went viral over the weekend when he stumbled on the stairs of Air Force One. The clip has racked up millions of views.
The following is a message from the GOP.
There's an invasion threatening our national security. Stairs. The enemy is everywhere.
If I walk left, there's a stair. And if I walk right, there's a stair.
That's why President Trump is making the bold decision to deploy the National Guard against stairs.
We're going to have troops everywhere. We're not going to let this happen to our country. We're not going to let our country be torn apart.
And it's not just humans.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats.
But don't worry, Trump is on the staircase because this is America, not Asterica.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this.
Mom.
A video of President.
Yes, so he's all on it. He's all over it now. He's going to make sure them dastardly woke stairs are not going to order. Satan's coma, Mr. Blasé, you are scarily good at my impersonating me, bigly good. In fact, would you like a job answering my phone? Well, I'm not sure I'd be able to afford the pay cut. But yes, hysterica. but if the pay is reasonable, I could just be tempted, you know. I could just be tempted, sir. But I don't want Steve Miller breathing down my neck, you know, that you know, especially when he's hibernating upside down, you know, with his bat wings round him while he's out. I don't want him, because that'll be uncomfortable. So those are my demands. I will not bow down any further. I don't know what you mean. It was a bigly beautiful fall. No one ever said I fall like that before. People are amazed and come up to him and ask, sir, how did you do that? I say, it was the weave. It's what I do. I do the weave. And God made me do it. He said, sir, you are the best president the country has ever had. And I said, thank you, sir. I agree. Yes, the stairs I walk. The National Guard will be led by Special Commander Steven Seagal. Pity it wasn't a stairway to heaven or a much hotter place. I think he'll be going to a much hotter place. Can you get an escalator for a plane? That could result in a really horrible accident. Yeah, especially if he's got any tissue stuck to the bottom of his foot. Just glue it to the escalator so when he gets to the top, it falls over because he can't move. But I'm sure I saw somebody in the chat earlier on. I'm gonna find him. I'm sure I saw somebody. No, I can't find him. No mind. Never mind. When I see I will say hello. I always like to say hello to my Friday frolickers. But anyway, good evening, Oliver Brown. Hope you're well, my friend. And there you are, Cindered UK. God came to me with a tear in his eye. Still, sir, you are the best, and I say thank you, sir. Hello, my dear friend. Hope you're well. But yes, let's head on to into something else where I found this little bit of an interesting little side video where it basically talks about the one thing. Hello, Hassan Hussein. Hope you're well. Hope you're very, very well, and I hope you've had a lovely day. Good to see you, my dear friend. But yes, SD Red UK. SD Red UK. Yes. Sorry about that. My pins are just not what they used to be, you know. Right in here just looks a little bit on the fairy side, but anyway. Interesting video about how when it comes to taking no responsibility, our Mango Mussolini does this rather well. Yes, it's called The Art of Distraction.
The Art of Distraction. How Donald Trump uses violence to escape responsibility. 3 days ago, the entire planet was remembering that Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein were best friends for decades. For the first time ever, journalists had actually grown a spine and started asking him questions about this to his face. And then Trump sent his slime mold in human skin, Stephen Miller, to scream at ICE. Stephen threatened to fire Tom Homan and everyone else if they didn't increase their deportation arrest from 800 a day to 3,000 per day by next week. See if men in full tactical gear are beating brown people in the street. We're not talking about Donnie's decades of sexual violence. Clear, documented, 100% true, proven in court multiple times, sexual violence. This is the one tactic a narcissist excels at. It is whataboutism at its most insidious. He is quite literally sacrificing the lives of the poor and of minorities to avoid taking the slightest bit of responsibility for his own actions. Now, this isn't to say you shouldn't protest, you shouldn't resist this vile nonsense, but it is to say this will require focus and multitasking. Do not let him get away with this, with any of it.
Very interesting, isn't it? And you're basically saying that when the Epstein files, yeah, exactly, spank Debunking. Ooh, moobs, yes. But it's an interesting thought, you know, when it came to the fallout with him and the love of his life, Elon Musk. You know, the great big girl fight, and when he mentioned the Epstein files, yeah, absolutely, Reginald. It's an interesting thought, isn't it? Very, very interesting, very interesting thought. So, because like it could, that's very much could be. It's Miller bit of time. He just lost his wife to felon Musk. Yes, absolutely. As I saw last week, he did his level best to win her back, you know. Did his in your eyes bit, you know, opened up his bat wings as he was perched outside the tree outside Elon Musk's house, doing Peter Gabriel's In Your Eyes, light the heat, your eyes, I am complete. Something tells me he didn't win her back. Hello, Ali Watson. Hello there, my dear friend. Hope you're well. Sitting in the garden listening to you. 6 degrees. We don't wish to hear that. So we dip in the pond, I think, to cool off. We certainly don't want us to know that. To be fair, it's not too bad here. It's quite nice and warm here. I really want to hear the Trump anaconda when a man came up to him, an anecdote, and said, "Sir, you're under arrest for treason, crimes and misdemeanors." We'd all love to see that as well. That Larry did a cracking video on the Bigly Bromance breakup. He most certainly did spank the monkey. He does some brilliant stuff, and forever in his debt as well. He's done some great little stuff for my channel. Some fantastic stuff. But like, so yeah, that the art of distraction, very, very interesting. And maybe that could be the reasoning for what's been happening. So what do you guys think? This basically all happened as a bit of a distraction. Interesting. Anyway, let's head off, because we now have a heading back now to our American correspondent. I'm only joking, but she does some fantastic stuff. Maggie Reed, because she's got as an interview with the Mango Mussolini, and it's not to be missed. So, Maggie Reed, what questions are you going to ask our Donald Dump, our Taco Fell?
Donald, question over here.
Yeah, please.
You mentioned today that it would be a great idea if Tom Homan arrested Governor Gavin Newsom. But what crime did Gavin Newsom commit?
A crime has he committed?
Yeah.
I think his primary crime is running for governor.
Running for governor is not a crime.
Look at the job he's doing in California. He's destroying one of our great states.
No, he's not. But you're the one sending ICE and the National Guard to California, pissing everyone off.
If I didn't get involved, if we didn't bring the Guard in...
Let me stop you right there. Before you sent the National Guard, people were peacefully protesting ICE, ripping families apart, abducting people without due process, terrorizing working communities, and zip-tying children.
You had a disaster happening.
Oh my God, do you ever stop lying?
Nope.
So we did the right thing. Everybody agrees to that.
By deploying the National Guard without the consent of Gavin Newsom, you sent a very clear authoritarian message, and you poured gasoline on an already burning flame. Now people are protesting ICE and you being a threat to democracy.
They said, some of them, thank God that Trump got involved.
No, nobody said that. Gavin Newsom was right. You really are a stone-cold liar. You know, you keep pushing this false narrative that Gavin Newsom is a terrible governor, when in reality, all you want is to turn California red so you can control California's money. You are so full of shit. Did you just shit your pants?
Yes.
No.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Donald, we all heard that. Did you just...
I did it again.
So you did go.
Number 2.
Number 2, huh? Well, I did nail it. You are full of shit.
And it went very well. Very smooth.
Shouldn't you go change your pants or something?
It's still simmering a little bit.
Well, you literally being full of shit and simmering in it is the perfect metaphor for your presidency, so...
I love it.
I bet you do.
I would say, yeah.
Yes. Yes, let's just say the lengths that young lady has to go through to give us hours of wonderful entertainment and get close and personal with the Trump Donald shits his pants. I've forgotten who says that now. But yes, I have to say when I had the I thought, I know somebody who'll enjoy that, because my daughter does love a good yes, exactly, stinky through stinky Trump. Yes, I can imagine you'll have been chuckling away when you heard the trumping noises. Wait, Maggie, are you asking Donald Trump to tell the truth? No, we can't be asking Donny to do that. No, we certainly can't. Baron von shits his pants. That's the one. Yes, Baron von shits his pants. Tom Living brain daughter. Whom, as Larry said, he failed his audition to be his local village idiot. Daily, do you have Larry? It must have been love video. I have to say, he does some fantastic material for me. Liar, liar, pants on fire. As hard to clean. Yes, keep your friends close and keep your enemies closer. Ooh. Our scary tango man is. Yes, she's brilliant. Is our Maggie Reed. She is absolutely a national treasure. But like, as I say, speaking of our Stephen Miller, let's just say we have breaking news about a certain Stephen Miller. Let's take it away. Michelle Wolf.
And we can't forget White House senior advisor Stephen Miller, the reported architect of this final immigration solution. Stephen Miller has a face that says punch me and a forehead that says add space available. No one has ever looked more like they're banned from a zoo. Steve, you look like if Joseph Goebbels stopped taking Propecia. Stephen Miller couldn't comment on the children being separated from their parents. He was too busy breathing in their screams so he could live for another 200 years.
That is my personal favourite, is the last one, yes. Nosferatu Miller. Yes, he certainly will. That's what he'll always be remembered for. Nosferatu Miller. Yeah. keep your weapons even closer than anything if you're Donny the Dump. Yes, she's a cackling comedian, certainly is. Miller looks like a young Vladimir Putin. Yeah, slaphead Miller, you're not fucking wrong. Right, I'm going to, let's just say I'm now going to get back to where I struggle at. Yes, we're going to head into article time. Yes, article of the week. Miller looks like a vampire, but that would be disrespectful to vampires. You're probably right, my dear friend. So, yes. Yes. Well. Yes. Let me get myself all sorted. Oops. Yes. Now I would show you the article, but I've reached my limit. But up there for thinking, down there for dancing. I did manage to save it somewhere else, so I will be able to read it. Yes, it's the one and only. The one and only News Thump, where Donald Trump instructs National Guard to arrest anybody who doesn't have a MAGA flag in their garden. Yes, that's because tensions are rising in Los Angeles after Donald Trump instructed the National Guard to apprehend anyone failing to demonstrate a suitable level of loyalty to his regime. As protests against ICE deportations continue, President Trump has sent another 2,000 troops to the area to ensure what he calls suitable levels of patriotism among the residents of Los Angeles. A White House spokesperson told us this lawlessness will not. I'm not going to try and do a horrendous impersonation of an American accent. I do have one or two people from America, and I certainly would not insult them by trying to. But yes, a White House spokesman told us the lawlessness will not be allowed to continue. We expect absolute allegiance to Donald Trump, and the people of Los Angeles must recognize that beatings will continue until they do as they are told. Yes, so think on. When asked whether sending uniformed military into civilian areas was just another step down to route to authoritarianism, the White House denied the accusation. They told us, that's ridiculous. You have nothing to fear from the National Guard and Marines being on your street at the order of the President. Unless you're not wearing a MAGA hat. Or you're carrying a MAGA flag. Hello, Ton. Hope you well, my dear friend. How's things going, my dear friend? So yes, that was. So unfortunately, oops. Let me get. Oops. Right. Let me get myself all organised. Yeah, so that's what's happening if you're not flying a MAGA flag in Los Angeles, you are in trouble. Oh, it's the power to the people with Graham Price. Can't stay tonight, mate. I'm having a busy day, but I just wanted to stop in and encourage everyone to hit the button and say hello. Hello, my dear friend. We have a certain admirer who's been asking for you, and all I will say is her dentures have been really dancing tonight. I'm no doubt you'll have been working extremely hard on some fantastic bits of great material. So not a problem. Don't worry about it. There we go. But anyway, so yes. So if you are in the Los Angeles area and you're not carrying a MAGA flag or a MAGA hat, stay indoors. Lock your doors. Hide. And just hope. I can guess who that is. I'm still not impressed by her girdle and dentures. Oh dear. So lock your doors, hide, and hope nobody knocks on your door for the next 3.5 years. But yes. But anyway. Give me a quick sec, get myself. There we are. Anyone else? Yes, I have sound. Don't worry, I'll be back in a sec. There we go. But like, as I say, speak. But like, as we head. Yes. Let's head off to one of our favourite little bits of well, you could staple diet of satirical news, and that has to be the one and only The Daily Show, where they talk about Trump's deportation strategy. And let's just say it's quite hilarious.
This is where we started.
We got to get the criminals out first. We're going to get the criminals, the murderers, the drug dealers.
And this is where we are now.
Protests started following ICE raids at the Home Depot parking lot in Paramount, south of the city.
Home Depot? From the worst of the worst to a f***ing Home Depot? Geez, ICE, if you need assistance in arresting people, you know, those guys are looking for work, so... It's an explosive situation on the cusp of federalism versus states' rights, border control versus due process, terrifyingly militarized sweeps versus hardworking people in local communities, the United States Marines versus the Postmates guy who brought you an egg sandwich. It's going to require a deft and firm, experienced and wise. I think you know where I'm going with this. A deft touch from leadership in Washington.
Well, we're going to have troops everywhere. We're not going to let this happen to our country. They spit. That's their new thing. And when that happens, I have a little statement. They say, they spit, we hit.
Well done, Mr. Churchill. When they spit, we hit. For the love of God, someone protect Hawk Tuah girl.
Yes, somebody keep an eye out for her, because she'll be the first one to be deported. Because always remember, you spit, we hit. Yes, no MAGA hat has ever covered a brain. No. In good working order, yes. Exactly, wake up a smell of roses. Yes. our Granny Waddlebottom will be truly ecstatic now you've made her day, Graham. Dentures are jittering. Yes. Awake. Yeah. Oh dear. My next video will be out by the end of today, and it's a long and possibly over personal one, but well, I'll look forward to watching it, and I just had a little chuckle there. Without fail, Granny Waddlebottom has spotted the love of her life. Yeah, exactly. Andrew look mugger. Yes. Next week's news: no taxes available in New York due to all the drivers being deported. That won't surprise me. Now that actually wouldn't surprise me. because let's be honest, I saw a little bit of a tale about they are now deporting what's the word I'm after? Oh, kids, you know, orphan kids, you know, what's the word I'm after? You know, they just popped into my head then, and it just popped out. I love the Dropkick Murphys who called out the MAGA hat wearing guy in the crowd, saying that guy gave the guy a real American t-shirt and hat from the band as the MAGA hat are from China. Yes. But yeah, they're now deporting kids who were in foster care. That was the word. It was there and they just popped out. Yeah, they're taking to now deporting kids in foster care. You just how low can you go? You know that, and it's. They just seem to be getting lower and lower and lower, don't they? Unbelievable. If you've seen that kind of action in some, and you didn't know where it's from, you would think it was some developed poor country, wouldn't you? Yeah, something like that. Some maniacal dictator. But no, it's in America. You just think, wow. Some of them are just no older than 5-year-old, you know. And that one woman said they have suffered horrendous levels of trauma, and now they're having to deal with this. But I think we all know what they're there for, so that Stephen Miller can drink their lifeblood and live for another 200+ years. Meatpacking plant, 150 employees, 90 arrested. Now the plant will close with 50+ out of work. Well done, Trump. Trump always winning, yeah. Yeah, I think that those who identify as British need to ridicule Trump now. 60 years at the top of the world. What is this? Amateur hour? Yes. Yeah, shipping up to Boston by Dropkick Murphys is going to be one of the best punk songs ever made. Interesting. I might have actually heard a song by Dropkick Murphys. I might have done. I get the feeling that might be the song that Solari the cat introduced me to. I could be wrong. Is it someone who will stand with us or something? I'm possibly probably naming the wrong song, but no worries. But like anyway, let's crack on. So now we're going to head back to our Maggie Reid, because she has some important news. She has some important news on tyranny. Tyranny, tyranny, waste, fraud, and abuse on taxpayers' money. Take it away, Maggie Reid.
Introducing the Taxpayer Platinum Money Card, exclusively for Donald J. Trump, who wants to live large and carefree on your dime. You pay, he plays. Do you need to renovate a bribe jet that you got from the government of Qatar to the tune of $1 billion taxpayer dollars, even though you already have 2 Air Force Ones in commission? Do you need a $90 million military parade on your birthday to soothe your fragile ego? Or an unconstitutional military deployment to assert your fictional authority? No problem. Swipe. The public's got you covered. The Super Bowl, 1 million. UFC front row, 500K. Golf weekends, we've already hit over 26 million in just 6 months. Or maybe a trip to a foreign nation to conduct your private business endeavors. Yikes, corrupt and pricey. But Trump swipes and the people sacrifice. And Trump can do all this with the Taxpayer Platinum Money Card. With the Taxpayer Platinum Money Card, there is no limit to what you can spend, because Trump will just raise the debt ceiling. And if there's any question about spending, well, Trump will just cut healthcare, Social Security, cancer research, education, and food programs. You know, the things that taxpayers actually care about. Nothing says fiscally conservative like lighting your constituents' money on fire. But don't worry, your children's children's children will be paying for all of this debt. So move over, no taxation without representation. No representation, just taxation. But hey, Trump isn't taking a salary, right? You fund it, he flaunts it. It's luxury for him and leftovers for you. No limits, no shame, no refunds. The Taxpayer Money Platinum Card!
What I love about Margaret, what I love there is the fact that what I love is the fact that she brilliantly uses satire to basically tell a few untruths, and it just baffles me how people still fall for it, and they do, don't they? It's just weird, isn't it? It's just bonkers. Absolutely regular. She keeps nearly brought something up I've been wondering for a while. Does Trump actually like combat sports and pro wrestling, or does he just like being seen at the front row of these events? I would probably hazard a guess it's a case of he just likes to be seen there. Because you get, it's like when I did that video a day where they were talking to that guy living in Ireland with that beautiful silky American accent, and he would definitely do really well as a radio host, but she does just that canny knack of using satire to throw out facts and this and that and the other. Brilliant. But yeah, estimated cost of the taco parade, $45 million. Now, I don't know whether I misheard but I get the feeling it's going to cost a bit of an arm and a leg to repair the roads after the tanks have driven over them. You just think, now I saw a little bit of video of Rand Paul where he's basically saying he's not a fan of all this, being a bit of a waste of money. Well, why don't you say something? Hello, Joe. Joe Marius, I hope you're well. Another one of my fantastic moderators. Give it a like for one of my fantastic moderators, just like Alistair and Mad Monk, and Trump Angry Penguin, yeah. Trump likes seeing sweaty men in their underpants fondling each other. That's from his gay WWE days. But yeah, he said he had these friends who, well, he had a friend, long friend who he don't speak to now, because over the phone he was using the N-word. And he decided, I'm not going to speak to him ever again. So yeah, I think there is some. I still remember that time where he had that did that wrestling thing with, you know, him and up against that other depraved vile individual, Vince McMahon. Yeah, and I can't remember, it's something to do with whoever lost had the hair shaved or something. So, my God, I still remember seeing the promo for that years and years ago, because I had a couple of friends, they were big into the wrestling. So I just sat there and I used to wind them up. I say, you do know it's all rigged, it's not real. It fucking is real. Yeah, I'll have you know. How you say that? Don't that look real? I said, no, not really. So I point where one of them offered me out, and I says, grow up, you silly twat. You want to have a fight over whether wrestling's not fake or not? Get over yourself. But yeah, I don't know what it is with some wrestling supporters that are a bit cat snackers, are they? Yes. Vince the Groper, him and Trump fondling each other. That sounds very gay, yeah. Not that there's anything wrong with being gay in the first place. But, oh yeah, I do remember watching the promo thing, and I think it was a case of where they threw loads of money down from the top of the roof of the building or something. All very Trumpian. So clearly he hadn't really changed. But anyway, we have. Let's just say we have some breaking footage of. Let's just say the latest. Let's just say the latest falling out between Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Yes. And something tells me Elon Musk is not taking the breakup very well.
It's okay. I just thought I could change him.
You did change him. You made him worse.
How did the kids take it?
Yeah.
Well, X was fine, but... And the other 49 took it really badly.
Listen, babe, Mr. Far Right is out there. You just got to let him in. Let him in.
Ketamine?
No, not ketamine, hon.
I want it! Putin just sent a text.
What did he say? Read it out.
Hey, hon, here if you need to nuke.
Oh, that's really sweet. I heard he's got a thing for billionaires, you know.
Really? Like, I swear, he's the most toxic ex.
Since your social media.
Tilly, you are such a bitch! No!
Why don't we watch a scary movie to distract you, like Alien vs Predator?
Oh, no, because that just reminds me of art. Oh my god, he sent me a voice note.
Don't. It's not going to help.
I have to listen to it.
Elon, it's me, Donald. I just went to meet Mark Zuckerberg. I showed him my bill. He says it's the biggest, most beautiful bill he's ever seen. Too big, actually. Hope we can still be friends, but not really.
Okay, screw it. I'm setting up a Raya. For the buyer, I'm thinking, looking for commitment, but open to swinging. Like an election.
Yeah, love it. Wow. So good. Oh my god, babe, your rocket looks massive.
Yeah?
Do like a give us a human one. Yeah. So good, babe. He's going to be kicking himself.
I've got a match.
Wow.
Kim Jong-un.
Oh my god, send a dictator pic.
Oh my god, DJT would hate that. He's talking about me again. I'm going to send a tweet.
No, don't, babe.
I have to send one tweet, then I'm over it, I promise.
Babe, you've got to be the bigger billionaire.
Done.
Okay, so what did you say?
I said he's on Epstein's list.
Ooh.
Too much?
Yeah. No bigly measuring there. Yeah, he's brilliant and irregular. He's absolutely hilarious. Oh dear. Yes. His involvement with WWE has been quite limited over the years. His highlight in 2007 where him and Vince McMahon both picked a wrestler to represent them in a match. Was one of them was it Bobby Lashley? Somehow the name Bobby Lashley pops into my head. Did he represent Donald Trump or something? So I can't quite remember. But yeah, that's hilariously funny. It made me chuckle. Now, this one's for our dear friend Reagan. Shut up. This one's from our dear friend. Yeah, that's it. Bobby Lashley. I couldn't quite remember the other one. Yeah, the Big Show. He'd been around for years, hasn't he? Yeah, but this was like I saw our dear friend Reagan Elite's one of his brilliant live streams the other day, and he showed this little bit of a clip which I just think was absolutely brilliant. And because let's just say London has had a bit of a not had the best of press, because like, you know, people trying to paint it as this, you know, crime-ridden city, you know, full of horrible people. Well, no, don't get me wrong. I know, one video doesn't, you know, make a difference, but I think it really highlights that. I get the feeling that London is more misrepresented than what it should be, but I just thought this was brilliant. And to be fair, Reagan Elite, I did have it actually in my bookmarks to show, because I just thought it was a great little touch takeaway. And everybody boogie away all night long.
All right long.
Seems like a normal Friday frolic, doesn't it?
Come join the party and see how we play. Somebody just says come on now.
Well, that brilliant. Well, that brilliant. Somehow I don't think we'd have seen our honest Bob Jizrick in there, do you? Yes. Yes, Big Show. But yes, I quite like that. When I saw it, I thought, yeah, that was that is, because it shows you what a place is really like. And when I saw it, it kind of doesn't surprise me. You know, you can tell it'll be on a Friday or Saturday night. You know, everybody's out there having a good time and enjoying each other's company. So, and actually, I did think of Reagan Elite when I saw that. I thought, I bet our Reagan will have enjoyed that. He will have absolutely enjoyed that. Well, he might not like the next bit, but well, he might do, might not. But let's just say we have. This is a hilarious article. Because as you guys might know, I'm quite the John Crace politics sketch fan. I love his writing because he always makes me chuckle, always makes me laugh. Because it's like, remember when Farage had his press conference tour, and where he basically told the world his new chairman. Yes, it's that well-known TV celebrity, David Bull. Who you might say? Who? I have no idea. But all I would say is, when I was reading this, I was just bellying up laughing. It's like, yes, he was the man who was at the height of his. Should this come with frog alert? Yes, it could possibly be, but yes, his height of stardom, TV stardom, was what they call that ghost program now. Tells you how well I yeah, Dr. Bull, yes. Might as well have just called him Dr. Bullshit, hadn't you? Really, but anyway, he does an article about where he names his new chairman of Refuck PLC, and it is hilarious, yes. If it's Tuesday, it must be, check notes, London. We've reached the point where Nigel Farage has taken to arranging press conferences for himself in various locations around the country on an almost daily basis. On Monday, he was in Port Talbot telling the Welsh to get back down the mines. Today, he was in Westminster to reveal the identity of Reform's new party chair after Zahir Yousaf's abrupt resignation last week. Who knows where he will be tomorrow? Who knows where he'll be tomorrow? The press conferences, Nigel's happy place, the ideal way to indulge his narcissism, a room full of people where people all there to listen to him and him alone. Others are only admitted into his world on sufferance. They must know their place in life, that they owe their chance of glory only as a satellite of his own ego. He only knows he's truly alive if there are cameras there to record his existence. To get to sleep at night, he watches his greatest hits on TikTok, all the while murmuring to himself, "You're the best, Nige. You're the best." Moments before Nige made his appearance, the supporting cast took their seats. First, Richard Tice, the loyal Dickie, who has made being a bridesmaid to Nigel his life work. And it's true, he hasn't. Every humiliation heaped upon him, sudden demotion to deputy leader, accepted with a permitted grin. Not even a hint of annoyance. Ask not what Nige can do for you. Ask what you can do for Nige. Then Sarah Potchin, Reform's very own Nurt Ratched, never knowingly caught with a smile. She had transgressed by suggesting a burqa ban at last week's PMQs. Her punishment was to be a sharp put down from Nige himself. Reform had some defections from the Tories. He would say, and all of them had been failures. Time for Nurse Ratched to perform electric shock therapy on himself. Lee Anderson just looked fed up and bored. Well, he does, doesn't he? Another Nige presser for which he was obliged to be part of the furniture. James McMurdoch, who just was just bewildered, out of his depth, as usual. Hard to believe, but this hapless quartet are likely to have a key cabinet post if Reform wins the next general election. No chance, I don't think. Dickey as Chancellor, 30p Lee as Foreign Secretary, perhaps to leave the country. Last in were Yusuf and David Bull. David is the only man to have spent longer on the sunbed than Dickey. Perhaps they have a timeshare. He is only the next Reform Party chair. Dave likes to think he is the great communicator, a TV presenter of note. The reality is much sadder than that. Having peaked as a presenter of Most Haunted, that's it. I can't quite remember it. Yes, exactly, Nurse Ratface. Yes, the reality is much sadder than that. Having peaked as a presenter of Most Haunted, his career has steadily faded into obscurity. Last seen, allegedly, he was presenting his own show on Talk TV to an audience measured in single figures. But Dave's biggest asset is his loyalty. His head is so far up Nigel's bum that it occasionally peeks out of his mouth. He will never say a word that hasn't been pre-authorised. He knows his place. Lights, camera, action. Nigel appeared centre stage, basking in the attention, cracking jokes, laughing along with himself. The ship had been righted, and he was still very much the captain. Principally, he was keen to establish the official version of events. What followed was pure passive aggression, light-hearted barbs intended to humiliate. The reality was that Saye had dared to consider himself Nigel's equal, had been the one tasked with professionalising the party, had got sick and tired of the constant racism from members of his own party. Oh, I can attest, they detest him. They don't like him. Not because he hasn't done anything bad to them. It's down to the colour of his skin. Including from Nurse Ratched, had been ground down and decided he had better things to do with his life than to feed Farage's solipsism. That's a great word, is that? But this was no time for reality, so we got the Waltons treatment, pure saccharine. It had all been a misunderstanding, just one of those things. Zaire had got all a bit emotional. No big deal. Reform was one big happy family. To prove the point, Zaire was dragged on stage, Exhibit A, to officially recant and swear his undying allegiance to Nige, the one true God. He had made the biggest mistake of his life, he said, sad face. He didn't know what had come over him. I think we all know what has. Zaire would never question Nige again. He would devote the rest of his life to reading the collected sayings of Nige and to doing good works. All he could do was say sorry for the trouble he had caused. He looked forward to much more racist abuse. His new work would be the greatest challenge anyone had known since the Second World War. Up bounced Diddy Dave to announce himself to the world again. He had been lying around in the store cupboard waiting to be of use to Nige again. And when the summons had come, he had answered the call, thrilled to be a relevance again. The rest of his speech was an outpouring of inconsequentiality. That's the word I was trying to say. No one does inconsequentiality better. He's a man of no importance. But back to Nige, ready and waiting to take questions from all corners. He is the only party leader to actively invite scrutiny, primarily because he doesn't really give a shit. He's on a roll. The polls are going his way, and he's not inconceivably and it's not inconceivable Reform could win the next election. I doubt it. What he would do if he became Prime Minister is another matter. Panic, probably. And I think that's what he would do. He would shit himself. Because that means he'd be held accountable, wouldn't he? And his method for dealing with his party is to treat them all as children. Listen to him speak and you'd imagine he was a bleeding heart liberal. Certainly compared to his MPs, take the death penalty. Personally, he wasn't in favour. To many miscarriages of justice, but he wasn't going to stop his kids from having their say. If they wanted to kill innocent people, then who was he to disagree? Same with the racists in his party. He didn't have a problem with immigrants, but if some of his MPs wanted to drown them, then he could go along with that. Nige was rather more hazy on anything that resembled policy. What a shocker, eh? He couldn't explain how he was going to reopen the mines and the steel furnaces. He couldn't say how he was going to deport 1.2 million immigrants and separate 200,000 children from their parents. But these were unimportant details. Reform isn't a party of action. It's a party of grievance. Quite right. A vibes party. For those who think the country is screwed. And for Nige, the vibes are looking good. Dickie rose to his feet to applaud. Zaya did otherwise. He's learning fast, you know. I have to say, I do love reading articles from Richard Chris. He's very, very funny. Very, very funny he is. Right, we're back to where we were. Just a quick sec. Yes, Farage did not know how to ask to speak in the EU Parliament and probably needed help to find the bathroom. So I would say he's not fit to govern even the cheese distributor in Westminster. Yeah, totally agree. Nige like those Hitler rants vids in the bunker. Yeah, unbelievable to me how people still put up with it. You're not the only one. I find it bonkers. And when the football season starts, I'll have one or two people who I know when I go to the pub. I'm just waiting for one of them to say, are you looking forward to when reform form the next government? I'll say, I think there's more chance of me forming the next government before Nige. Uncle Nige, carry on with the Twump TV stars. Who is next? Eamon Holmes in charge of health and his tinfoil hat. Oh, Jesus Christ. But anyway, very interesting. But yes, wait. Now we have a bit of head back across the pond, where we have to head off to the press secretary. Yes, to the June 11th press conference, as KKK Caroline Levitt took questions on Terry Moran. Yes, that reporter. Gavin Newsome, and who left the borders wide open. I think you can guess who she's going to blame.
You did the right thing by firing that traitor to our country, Terry Moran. We do not appreciate anybody that is lying about the Trump administration or anybody that is trying to make America great again. We are public servants trying to make this country back to what it was, and maybe CNN, maybe should follow suit by firing Caitlyn next. Washington Post, I see that you're on your tirade, continuing to tell lies. President Trump is not sending allies to Guantanamo. It's simply not true, so I suggest you correct that. We're sending criminals, hardened criminals like El Breco, Sandwichito, con jamón y queso. Sure.
Gavin Newsom had some very harsh words for the president in his speech yesterday. What are your thoughts on?
Frankly, okay, it's insulting that you people continue to bring Gavin Newsom up. Okay, Timu Fitzgerald Grant. Okay, oh no, he got on camera again. What a surprise. He doesn't have the it factor, and all he wants is to be on camera. He's not President Donald J. Trump, star of Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, star of also The Apprentice. Hello, he had You're Fired, and he tried to do a catchphrase, the rule of Dawn. Hey, why don't you follow the rule of Dawn and put less gel in your hair? It doesn't look good. Plus, he's got thugs all, and he should be grateful. First of all, he should be grateful that President Donald J. Trump finally took a stand for the people of California and was able to get things done. You know who the thugs that he has on his streets? You know who let them out there? Joe Biden. Joe Biden and Barack Hussein Obama actually helped Bone Thugs and Harmony write the song See You at the Crossroads, where they're like, you know what the crossroads are? Obviously the border, you got it. But they were like, and I'm gonna miss everybody, and I'm gonna miss everybody. That's what they're gonna say, because they're trying to unalive everybody that you love. And you saw the music video, The Grim Reaper? That's what they want for America. The Democrats.
Yes. Yes, it was Joe Biden and Barack Hussein Obama who left the borders open. Yes. But yes. Hello, full man music. Hope you're well. Exactly. I totally agree. Yes, scarily accurate. And welcome back to Rachel from Accounting. Tease up. I managed to get away for a few minutes. Yes, exactly. Totally agree. Lovely cross. I do hope that naughty Sir Larry the cat hasn't left any nasty deposits in any of your shoes on the way out. Ignorance with an NLP of authority. It's insulting to humanity. I totally agree. Absolutely. Totally agree. But anyway, as we are now not far from the home straight, but I do have a banger to finish off with. Not this one yet, but it is hilariously funny. I could go for some tea over dinner. Yes, but let's head off back to let's check in on our Donald Trump, because like when our press secretary KKK Caroline Leavitt spoke about Gavin Newsom, clearly our diaper Donald has been having memory issues regarding his call with Gavin Newsom.
Hey, Donald, buddy, it's time for your weekly check-in. How you doing?
Horrible.
Horrible? Why is that?
I don't know.
Are you experiencing some issues having to do with your memory?
Having to do with what?
Your memory. So today I brought in something that might be able to help you with your memory. Do you know what this is?
Television.
I heard you do your best learning from TV.
A little extra help.
Yeah, a little extra help. So yesterday...
Yesterday's a hard word for me.
I know, buddy. So yesterday, you said that you spoke to Gavin Newsom a day ago. But Gavin Newsom said that he didn't talk to you the day before yesterday. Then you provided a screenshot to Fox News about when you talked to Gavin Newsom. Take a look.
I've never seen that before.
Now I want you to take a look at the screen. So today is Wednesday.
Perhaps,
So that means yesterday was Tuesday. So the time and day you spoke to Gavin Newsom was Saturday, June 7th at 1:23 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Look.
That was what day in California?
I don't know what it is.
Let's find out. It was...
It's Friday, gotta get down on Friday.
What?
Friday. It was Friday when you spoke to Newsom, which is not a day ago from yesterday.
Yeah.
Donald, would you like to learn about the days of the week?
Right now.
Okay.
Monday, Monday, Tuesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Thursday, Friday, Friday, Saturday, Saturday, Sunday, Sunday, the days of the week.
We're animals.
They are animals.
We live in a forest.
We'll get into animal habitats next time. You like the video, though?
A lot, as you know. I don't have to get into that.
I'll see you next week.
Exactly, Billy. He fancied a frolic. He certainly did. Yes, he's having issues with his mammary, those boobs. Ooh, yes. Now, I have to say, Joe, and say she reminds me of a soprano wife. You mean the TV Sopranos? I have to say that is some series I never watched. I have to get around to watching it because a lot of people say it's absolutely brilliant. I'll say for no particular reason. It's like one or two other that I've never watched. That Game of Thrones. I've never watched that one. Is your new theme song going to cure the? Going to the cure the Friday I'm in love. That's interesting. That's something I never thought. So good. Yeah, never considered that. Why is everyone always criticising the pipe in which the nice Chinese guy cooks my food? What day is next week? Yeah, exactly. Oh. But anyway, TV Sopranos, yeah. My nephew tells me I look like Tony. I have to say it's a situation where I've just not really had the opportunity to watch it, but I have heard good stuff about it, so it's clearly something I'm going to have to get involved in and maybe watch. But anyway, now that we've cleared up the fact that our Donald Trump clearly doesn't know what day of the week it is, we're now going to head back to our so-called pretend American reporter who's got his nose to the ground and he's there mixing it with the protesters and getting interviews with not just with the protesters around there, getting their insights. He's also getting up close and personal with the National Guard, as you'll soon find out. Take it away, Robbie Road Steamer.
Hey, pumpkin spice Satan, man! Get rid of brown people for me. Aryan white, there ain't no place I'm going to. Hey, Mr. Tangerine Man, get rid of Mexicans for me. And on the jingly January 6th, I'll come a pardoning you. You guys like Timothy Chalamet? I appreciate you. No, you guys don't have to be doing this. I know a lot of you guys are mall security cops, and this is a little bit of a raise, but you guys don't have to hurt brown people. You guys don't have to be here with the shields. We can have the new Grateful Dead parking lot. We can have love. We can have compassion. We can have amazing sex and do Adderall keep-ups and live forever. But you guys want to beat up people because you get $10 or more than being a mall security cop. Hey, Mr. Tangerine Man, get rid of every race but me. And on that jingly January 6th, I'll come a pardoning you. Thank you. My
Voice
name
of
is
an angel,
Chalamet. We can cause an insurrection at Taco Bell tonight. We don't have to hurt these people. We can have the new Coachella.
Yeah, exactly, guys. Lovely thong. Absolutely adorable thong. And so this is where it gets up close and personal with one of the National Guards, and let's just say he he wasn't impressed. This is brilliant, especially when he takes the piss out of his, as he called it, squirt gun. Absolutely priceless.
Let's have a good time. We love each other. Oh, you're moving closer. You want to use your super soaker. Let's do a little Queen. We don't need violence. Let's turn this into the Grateful Dead parking lot. Ooh, you make me live. Whenever this world is cruel to me, I got you. You're all I have. Ooh, you make me live now, honey. Ooh, you make me live. Ah, you're my best friend.
He don't look happy, does he?
We play Warcraft. You know I'll never be lonely. You're my sunshine. And I want to just say, I'm glad we met on Grindr. It's not that way. Oh, you're my best friend. Yeah, you are. I love you. We could have the new Grateful Dead parking lot. Not you, dude. You're angry. But I love your super soaker. How many guns do you need for the hippies?
Oh, he's just absolutely superb, isn't he? Absolutely brilliant. He clearly doesn't look impressed, does he? I love your super soaker. Look at that 1,000-yard stare. Some host events, something like oh dear. That was just genius, you know. All sat there looking hard, trying to look windswept and interesting, and he just absolutely destroys him. Yeah, I love your super soaker. 8 day. Yeah. Next week's news. Trump wants 8 day weeks, 21 hours each day between Sunday and Monday is golf day. Totally agreed, Unibottle. That was just genius. Absolutely hilarious. And I suppose we will now finish off with something a little bit genius, a little bit different to what we normally do. But let's just say this is just absolute genius. We will, as we head off into the weekend, I've got something absolutely brilliant, absolute genius. You know, it's like when we're growing up, when we were kids, we always used to read the great poems. The great poems from either Keats, Wordsworth, or either Samuel Taylor Coleridge, The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Yes, as he was absolutely off his tits on drugs as he was writing it. Actually, most of the time. The other times I'm funny. Oh, people calling him Batman now. Yes. But yes, we now have our very own modern day sage, our very own modern day poet. You could say he takes after our people's poet. Yes, our Rick Mail, the people's poet. Yes, we have this classic from a certain Joe Wilkinson. Take it away. This is absolutely wonderful. Taking the absolute wonderful words of poetry as he reads his poem, and you even get to see the wonderful and the sadly no longer with us Sean Locke. Absolutely brilliant. Take it away and enjoy, my friends.
To me, it's about how come it's okay to name you Willie, but it's not okay to name the fella's Willie next to you at the urinals. So my poem's called Hanging About in a Train Station Toilet Naming People's Penises. Hello, commuter, on your way to work. I'm going to call yours Captain Birdseye. Because it looks like it's wearing a polo neck and winking at me. You're welcome. I just named your penis.
This is hilarious.
Hello, train driver who just nipped in for a piss. I'm going to call yours Mrs. Fernsby. My old geography teacher. Because you're small and wrinkly and have a birthmark down the side of your shaft. You're welcome. I just named your penis. Hello, please. Hello, please. Stop. Hello. Hello, police officer. Hello, police officer who's just been sent to the toilets because they've had reports of someone naming people. You can't arrest me for naming strangers' dogs.
Oh dear, that was just absolutely priceless. Oh dear, I can hear my dog giggling in the room opposite us. Yeah, exactly, Reagan. Like Mrs. Sherlock, he was just absolute genius, wasn't he? He was just brilliantly funny. I named it after my geography teacher. Kind of reminds me of when we used to go out with a friend of mine years and years ago, and in the full vigour of youth and going out, and what we used to do, we used to go to a certain pub where we live. We called it the Victoria pub, and me, my brother, and my friend, we used to call in. What we used to do, if we called it a toilet, and it was like when we were only about barely 20 in them days, and you've had a few beers, gone to the toilet. Well, one of us, I think it was either me or my brother, I can't remember, got in the toilet, and when you sat on pot and on the throne, and the small little room's quite echoey, and we could hear them all talking in the toilet. So one of us, you just do a rather loud thrust, and you go, and they'd all start laughing. for whatever reason, so we just started doing it amongst ourselves. Just as a bit of an in-joke thing in pub, just for a bit of a giggle. Well, this one time, me and my brother, me and Ryan, are having a slash. Not naming each other's penis, I'll give you that. But my mate went in a pot, sit on toilet. And me and my brother did what we needed to do. Went back to his table, have a beer. Back to his beer. My mate come back. And he said, "You set of bastards. Why you tell me I've left? I was sitting there thrusting in on pot, acting good, and when I walked out, some bloke were looking at me rather weird." Oh dear. Oh dear. But anyway, I'll just say thanks for stopping by. Yeah, my daughter's giggling away again. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you've had a fantastic couple of hours where we've had some good giggles and some laughs. And give a massive thumbs up to my spanners, my moderators, Joe and Alistair, for everything they've done. I was driving, then nearly crashed my car with laughter. So rips. I'm just so glad you've had a good laugh, my dear friend. And have a lovely weekend. Take care, my friends, and farewell, folks, and see you later.